All right, guys, that rounds out round 6. So what we're going to do is we'll go into the last bit of skill positions at round 7 and go into some undrafted free agents. And I'm going to kick it over to you guys to start round 7. Jake Funk, Maryland, running back to the L.A. Rams.
Great name. Finished the season with -2 rushing yards. Pretty impressive. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. He only had 2 carries, but still impressive. 4'5", 40, 204 pounds, 5'10", has no real starting pathway, though. So not super concerned about it.
Yep.
He has good metrics, though. Yeah, see that 2018 season? -2 yards.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, he definitely stepped up after old Anthony McFarland left town. So his 2020 season was a pretty good upgrade, but the Funk's your brother, and let's get the fuck out of here, man.
Let's move on.
Move on to RIP of the draft, Kylin Hill, now a Green Bay Packer.
Let's go.
Break my fucking heart.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'll try to go real quick. People were talking about Kylin Hill as a possible replacement for Aaron Jones before Aaron Jones re-signed with the Packers, and then we got him in the 7th round. Now, for 2 years, you're not going to get dick out of Kylin Hill, but there's a very clear out in Jones' contract after 2 years, and if they already kind of saw him as a replacement for Aaron Jones, I don't know, maybe worth stashing next year on a taxi squad or something.
Oh, yeah, he's going to hit taxi squad.
But other than that, no. I mean, he's not going to produce for you now, but there is a path to him being a productive running back.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple picks away from him being an undrafted free agent, too, so...
well, for sure. I say may. I say
No, you're
I
good.
say there may.
We
be.
all love Kylin, and I don't want to say anything about him
Yeah.
at all, because it's just, this is the cherry on top of the disappointment and all the dreams in our minds from this draft.
Yeah, all these running backs went to weird places.
The one thing I'll say is...
Or the worst place.
Ha, ha, Detroit. Because they wanted Kylin with that next pick.
Yeah.
And they had to go with Jermar Jefferson.
That moves it right
Taking
in.
away.
Yeah.
Professional segue. Just keeping on you guys.
You got it.
So I was probably the highest person on Jermar Jefferson at one point.
Before his pro day?
And now I'm not.
Yikes.
And now he went to the death void of running backs in Detroit. So any interest that was still left in me is long gone. How about you?
To me, it's ridiculous. He had 150 yards per game in 2020. Mm-hmm. He stayed on the field. He produced consistently. I hear people talking about good old DeAndre Swift in the slot. I just don't know what to think, but he obviously, he made us all sad.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to, he ain't getting back in our lives this easy. You're going to have to put in the work, Jermar.
Yeah. Let's go. Oregon State.
I could go for some Beaver.
The Beavs.
The last skill position of the draft to the Washington football team, Mr. Dax Milne, BYU.
Milne.
An automatic draft fella for Daniel because he loves the Washington football team receivers.
It's so weird. It was like Josh Doxson and Jamison Crowder. It's like, Washington, you've come so far. It only took you 5 or 6 years, but now you're respectable. And this is, I don't know. He's a good player. It's going to be a weird situation. That's a depth chart that is
super crowded. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a 7th round pick.
Exactly.
So, Dax Milne, I'm sorry. I agree. I think he's a good player. You just entered the worst. I've talked about many places that were great landing spots. This is probably one of the worst you could have landed in.
Yeah.
As a 7th rounder. Sorry, Dax Milne. I'm out. Peace.
I really wanted him to go to the Jets to play with his boy,
That would
Zach.
have been fun.
Obviously, they didn't want him because they could have had him.
So close.
That's the draft. Stick a fork in it.
I was going to tell you if old Keith Urban, not Keith Urban Meyer,
That Australian country?
yeah,
What's
Keith
he doing?
Urban Meyer.
yeah. If Urban Meyer would have been the coach, he would have took Miller.
I'll pay for that robot.
Fuck
the Keith Urban Meyer.
I'm already out on Urban Meyer. Anyway,
So that rounds out the 7th round. So we'll go to undrafted free agents. We're just gonna bring up the ones that interest us, or we're on our tournament bracket.
UDFA.
You ain't got no.
Alabama.
We'll start with the New York Jets taking Kenny Yeboah, Ole Miss tight end,
This is a
picking him up.
Darther guy.
Yeah. Yep, I really like me some Kenny Yeboah. He had 4 years at Temple and didn't do much, then came into Ole Miss for his final year in school, 27 catches, 524 yards in 7 games with 6 touchdowns. That's really good for a tight end, especially if you think about what else was going on at Ole Miss. So I think he's pretty awesome. The funny thing is he has pretty much the exact same size and athletic measurables to Herndon. So,
Well, and
There we go.
Chris Herndon has not produced for the Jets.
yeah.
So, I don't know. That's his really only competition. So, of the undrafted free agents, he might have one of the clearer paths to a starting job.
Yeah.
So-
I'm super excited. If I was on a
Watch
tight
list.
end needy team, like don't draft a tight end. Don't draft one of these tight ends this year.
No, but watch him for sure.
But take that Kenny Yeboah, man, when the waiver goes through.
Yeah.
Or at the
Yeah.
end of the year, if you're like stashing little nuggets to the next season,
Stashing nuggets,
Yeah.
man.
smashing nuts.
It's like a Happy Meal.
Let's go to the Cincinnati Bengals picking up the Jayhawk Pooka Williams Jr.
Junior. I guess I'll keep rolling, baby. Yeah, Pooka is pretty awesome, man. Over 100 yards per game in the first 2 seasons. He's just slippery, man. He's so slippery. I don't know. He's got great vision, good contact balance, but he's 170 pounds and trying to play in the NFL. So I don't know if it's going to happen for him.
So, AJ, if you just want to run back everything I said about Chris Evans, but worse, that's Pooka Williams. So there you go. That's how I feel.
Damn.
Okie dokie.
I'm not going to run that back in editing, but imagine like
That's it. Basically I'm saying like he's worse than Chris Evans, and Chris Evans was a 6th round pick. So
he's small. Indianapolis picking up Tarik Black. Tarik Black.
Tarik.
Tarik Black
Black.
from Texas, receiver.
The only reason this is even on here is because I thought it was interesting that Indy didn't take a wide receiver. Pascal and Hilton are both gone at the end of this year, and Black has decent speed with 4.59, and he's 6'3", 217 pounds. That was the only reason it's on here. I don't think he's gonna produce, but like just watch him. I think keep an eye on him. Undrafted free agent.
Yeah, I'm glad he's on here because he played 3 years at Michigan and had minimal production. Well, he played at Michigan. Imagine that. But I also think that we kind of should have talked about the Colts also picked up Mike Scratton.
Scratching.
Scratching. He'd be scratching.
Scratching.
So that's 6'5", 229 pounds at the 226 pick. And this guy had huge numbers coming out of Charleston. He was another one of those 19 touchdowns in a single season, 1,300 plus yards. So we'll see what happens if Paris Campbell can't get out there and play. One of these guys is going to have to step up. So
Fair enough.
keeping an eye, but we can move on.
Did we just completely miss Scratching?
No, we
fine.
did the read through and scratched the name, but after I started looking at Indy because I was surprised they didn't have a higher drafted wide receiver, I kind of checked him out. So I thought I would just drop him in there.
We missed that. That's my bad.
It's all good.
On
I'm just
to
going off script.
Jacksonville with one of the most exciting undrafted free agents out there. Josh Imatorbhebhe, Illinois receiver, the athletic freak.
This is the painful part of the episode.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what he is. He's an athletic freak that could easily make his way into a role behind Chenault, Chark, and Marvin Jones because apparently Jacksonville decided those were the best weapons available and didn't take another receiver or another offensive lineman because they're dumb because Urban Meyer is a fuck. Anyway, Josh Imatorbhebhe, I don't know, keep an eye on him. Like, as undrafted free agents go, look for the athletic freaks who may show people up. He is one. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna.
That's it. That's fine. Like, I don't think there's not much more to be said.
Yeah, I think Darther's saving his breath for some of his guys coming up here. So the Washington football team taking the 5'6", 5'7" wonder, Jarrett Patterson out of Buffalo.
I mean, the thing about this guy, you know,
His
he's
stats.
almost 200 pounds. So the BMI is through the roof. We know what he can do. 3 years, 53 touchdowns in 32 games with over 3,700 rushing yards. That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen in Washington, but Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, like there's some pass catching chops in there.
Well, Jaden McKissick is a free agent after this year. So
Yep.
I could see Jarrett Patterson taking that role if he has a good camp. I think they're signing him as an undrafted free agent to be like, oh, we don't want to pay McKissick any kind of veteran money. So if you have a good year, you'll slide into this role behind Gibson. If he has a shitty camp, then they'll just re-sign McKissick because he's not going to be that expensive anyway. That's what I think is happening here.
Yep. Bryce
Yeah.
Love gone.
I mean, you got to take a shot on a guy if anything he did in college translates. then
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a great guy
Like,
to
just
have.
take a chance.
Yeah, 6 games, over 1,000
Take a
yards.
chance on
What
me.
was the game he had?
He
It
had
was
9
like,
touchdowns in one game, I think.
I thought it was 8 touchdowns and like
Okay.
400 yards or something like that.
Pretty crazy.
That is dumb.
Yeah, it's,
Did his brother end up getting picked up? It doesn't matter.
we'll find out post draft. Well, let's go to another one of your guys, Darth.
God damn it. There
Another
we go.
2 of your guys.
Jonathan
I know, man.
Adams Jr.
I
Arkansas
love
State.
these guys together.
Yeah.
Adams and Surratt.
Yeah, Sage Surratt,
They both went to
Wake
the
Forest,
Lions.
both
Like,
going to the Lions, who need that wide receiver depth. So let's turn it over to you guys. What you think?
Okay, yeah, both these guys are big, 6'2", 6'3", 210, 215. Adams has the 92nd percentile burst score. Yeah. So, but they're the same guy. They lack the ability to separate. They are huge contested catch guys. They are physical. If they can push around NFL corners, then they can be awesome. One of these two guys is going to have to win this battle and then get replaced next year in the draft.
I think this would be the best room to go, the best wide receiver room to go in as an undrafted free agent because it's such a dog shit wide receiver room, which is great for both these guys. But like you said, only one of these guys is going to make a spot unless they just outplay Amon-Ra St. Brown, which, I mean,
Yes.
wouldn't surprise me that much, to be honest. But
I put my money on Adams, though.
yeah, Adams, look for Adams. Again, another watch list guy. Don't draft him. If you draft him, you're a clown. But just watch him. Just keep an eye on him. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching a lot of football because I want to watch these guys play. Too bad it's, I don't have the room. If this was a startup, it would like a 32-man roster, and then I'd have all these dudes. But yeah, if you want to hear any more about them, just check out.
Any of our episodes?
Yep.
Ever?
Yeah, seriously.
I'm beating a dead horse on these fellas. So
All right, let's go down to Atlanta, where they picked up Felipe Franks, Arkansas quarterback, and Javian Hawkins, Louisville running backs.
Boo, boo forever. I don't care about
Louisville.
either of these guys. Boo. Boo.
Louisville.
Boo, Wendy.
Boo, Indy Testberger.
I mean, we can talk about Felipe a little bit. He did play 3 years in Florida before going to Arkansas. He's 6'6", 235. Not really that great. And I don't think that if Matt Ryan stays healthy, that we'll need to worry about Franks.
I don't think so either. I also think Javian Hawkins will be another guy that somebody will pick, and I'll go, cool, thanks. Thanks for wasting that pick.
Yeah,
I just don't care. I just don't care. Go ahead.
The opportunity. The opportunity.
Sure. He's, I don't know, sub 200-pound running backs I don't care about that much.
Yeah. Okay.
And ones that are undrafted I care about even less.
No, I'm with you. I don't think it's very cool that he exists in this world. He didn't catch enough passes for his size.
Yeah.
That's my
that
thing.
should be his only role, right? And then he just didn't do that.
Yeah, he's going to get embarrassed in the NFL. I don't know why. That was really mean, Javian.
I hope he's sick. I hope he turns into the greatest thing ever, but I just don't.
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I hope he does, but if you're asking me my opinion, of course he's not. He's going to suck. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Luda.
So let's go to Arizona.
I think it was medium poor drafting there by the Falcons.
Well, it wasn't even a draft.
Yeah.
It was an undraft.
I'm just saying, like...
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have taken a running back way earlier.
Yeah.
I must really believe in Mike Davis, question mark?
Mike Davis is pretty cool, but he's not a long-term
guy.
answer. This is fourth team, right?
Yeah. I could see them, re-signing Gurley now.
Yeah.
Me too.
Once they figure out their cap situation. Anyway, fucking Cary Angeline. Let's go.
Yeah, the one with two lady first names. The NC tied into Arizona. This is interesting because all they have is Max
Exactly.
Williams.
That's the only thing that makes this interesting is that they have Max Williams, who is a free agent at the end of the year.
You know
and
what
that's
else?
it. That's it.
You know what else makes this interesting? This guy is 6'7" and has a 14th percentile catch radius.
All right, never mind. I don't care.
Wait,
I don't care about this at all.
He's got a picture though. Jesus, it's better than Cade.
Oh no! Look at those stats. Poor guy.
He has shorter arms than Brevin Jordan, who is 4 inches shorter than him.
Yeah. Well. All right. Never mind.
I got weird about 1 a.m. last night. Oh, man.
I was wondering why you're rubbing your head against the microphone. I was like, is this something we said? Oh, no.
It's just, this doesn't make sense.
The most random shit ever.
How amazing would it be if he became just like...
He's just a fucking next
beast.
Travis Kelce.
What
in the fuck? Cary Angeline? No one's buying a Cary Angeline jersey also.
Dolly Parton song.
God, this 6'7" dude's gonna beat the shit out of me one day.
One day he's gonna be 6'4".
Yeah, if he can
and they're gonna
reach
take
you.
those 3 inches out of his shin and splice it into Rondell Moore's legs, and then they'll be going.
Sick as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. As long as I can avoid his tiny ass catch radius, I should be fine.
I feel like he goes on a Tinder date and he goes back and the girlfriends are just like, how was he? It's like, he was good. It's just he just had a tiny catch radius.
He couldn't really grab me. Yeah, but he's so tall. Well, he's like,
He
Little T-Rex happening.
He did the yawn move and just landed on the shoulder close.
The first shoulder. She's like, what? What do you want? He's like, no, I'm trying to. Poor guy.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on to San Francisco, taking RDR favorite Austin Watkins Jr.
Well, one RDR favorite, but yeah.
Yeah. Over to Darther is his favorite guy. I believe you're the one who convinced us.
I thought that was you.
Well, you'll have to go back and review the tape, prove a point for us. But Austin Watkins Jr. to San Francisco. Any interest on this one?
I think he could easily be in the 3 wide receiver sets. I actually really, really like Austin Watkins, and I have for a while now.
I agree that I think because they need depth at wide receiver and they didn't really take anybody, but I've just been burned with my sleeper San Francisco wide receiver picks before. And so I think
So have they.
I think he could fall into that category. But I do think, again, of the undrafted free agent guys, like he does have a clearer path than most to a starting role, for sure.
With you.
Definitely. Well, let's finish this off with the last guy, Mr. Terry.
And Cade Johnson.
Oh, shit. He's not even on here?
Nope, but he went to the same team as Tamorrion Terry, so I lumped them
how did I
together.
forget? He must have just got
So
I didn't even think about that.
both
Terry.
Seattle guys got signed, and both RDR guys we've talked about a lot, and both exactly the same analysis, I feel like.
Yeah, you haven't missed anything.
Way to end on an exciting note.
No, I mean, what do you want me to say? Tamorrion Terry, I think he's underrated. He's amazing. He had 4'5", 6'3", 207. There's a lot of character issues. Broke out as a freshman. I think he's pretty badass, and I think he's going to do a lot of good stuff. It sucks that he's on a team with Dwayne Eskridge.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, both these guys, had they gone to other teams, I think we would have been a lot more excited about them. We would have talked a lot more about them. But they're going to a team where Seattle took Dwayne Eskridge. They already have DK Metcalf, and they just locked up Lockett to a huge deal. Like, these guys aren't seeing the field. Like, it doesn't matter. And Cade Johnson's just like, I don't know, Tyler Lockett.
I know. I was going to say, these are body doubles, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Eskridge is a body double on that shit, too.
Yeah,
man.
like, maybe if they get hurt, these guys can see the field, but call me when Seattle cuts these guys off their like preseason roster and they get picked up by somebody more interesting. Because I still do like both these guys. But going to Seattle, they both lost. They both fell off my top 36 immediately. Yeah. So,
yeah, Seattle, man, black hole.
I don't understand what the fuck they're doing.
I mean, it's like
Russell Wilson's like, take a fucking offensive lineman, and they're like, you want Dwayne Eskridge? That's what you said? You know, okay, here you go. Oh, you want 2 more undrafted wide receivers that are good? Yeah, let's get them too. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and we're still going to run the ball.
Yeah.
So, just so you know.
Yeah, let Russ cook until like it's working, and then we'll go, nah, let's run the ball.
It's so funny. You know, everyone had their shot, and they just fucked it up. And now San Francisco is going to own this division for another 10 years. They had a couple of years. Could have been the Cardinals there with Kyler. The Rams got excited with the McVay in there, but
don't count out the Rams, dude. Now that they got Stafford, let's go.
And Tutu Atwell.
I
don't care about that, but
it's not the players that scare me with the Rams. It's the play calling.
Really?
Yeah.
But he's a genius.
I think he plays 85% of the games really well, and then he's got a little bit of a problem sealing the deal.
Kyle Shanahan only has 1 winning season as a coach. He's the best play caller on earth, apparently. So,
well, it's about to be 2.
Anyway, let's wrap this shit up. We're going way too long.
Yeah.
Always.
We can talk about this shit offline. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, this is all getting cut anyway. I got to take these fucking headphones off. No, man, I'm just playing. Catch us next week when we reveal our post-draft mock draft, a little bit of rankings talk. We don't have to get jolly with the landing spots because we got fucked up by the actual landing spots.
Yeah, we always say, hey, go back and view that video. Don't watch our mock.
Don't do that.
I'm just going to delete it. Don't even worry about it. But appreciate you guys watching or listening. Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Just come check us out.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Carolina Panthers, Terrace Marshall Jr., pick 59.
Did it. You did it.
Stupid.
Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. Everybody misses you. Peace.
Oh, my God. That was Biggie I needed to say. All right, guys. Later.
Jesus. I needed that. That felt good. Sorry it ran so long, but goddamn, that was amazing. Woo.